So you want to be an intern at Buford. I would buckle up. It's a tough ride. It's fun. It's great, but it's a busy summer.
Sleep all you can, because it's not going to happen this summer. And find some form of caffeine that works for you, because you're going to need it.
Camille was an expert in Dr. Pepper.
And Josh wore his coffee more than he drank it, but what can you do?
It's true. The average work week.
Oh, there is no average work week. We worked 12-hour days, 3 days a week, most of the time. So if you're expecting a 40-hour work week, you'll fulfill that in the first 3 days.
The average work week was pretty much different every week. There were some things that were constant, but then Brennan always seemed to throw us a curve every week.
Yeah, 40-hour work weeks don't exist. They exist the first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You'll probably be here 9 or 10 at night. And then when you're on trips, you're basically working 24/7, it feels like. So average work weeks don't really exist. You're not in the office a whole lot, so when you do, it's needed downtime, I guess. Not really downtime, you're still working, but it's a little more relaxing most of the time than your trips, but it's still busy because you're preparing for your trips, and there's always a trip to prepare for. So
yeah, you're always going to be preparing for something. And that's the good thing about Buford, is the average work week isn't normal because we're always doing something. We're always going somewhere. We're always doing some kind of event or activity for the day, whether we're traveling or we're doing something in-house. It's always something going on, so you're constantly busy. You will never get bored at Buford. You will never run out of things to do, run out of things to prepare for. And that might be something you've run into before in an internship. Maybe you ran out of things to do, you ran out of activities to plan, you run out of lessons to write, but you won't have that problem here at Buford because there's so much for us to do. It truly is a crazy summer.
welcome to Atlanta, where their players play. It's awesome. It's such a fun city. For a girl, there's unlimited shopping. It's amazing. There's the Mall of Georgia, like 5 minutes away. There's outlets 30 minutes away. There's so many places to eat. You're so close to downtown Atlanta, where there's so many fun things. The Braves, Centennial Olympic Park, the Fox Theater. Not that you have a lot of downtime to enjoy Buford, but when you're here, it's a really, really fun city. It's beautiful and it's busy and it's just a really cool place to live.
There's tons of places to eat. Some of our favorites are Little Tokyo. We go to McDonald's a lot.
Chick-fil-A.
Firehouse Moe's. What else do we go to?
Genghis Grill.
Genghis. Is it Genghis or Genghis?
I say Genghis.
Genghis. We'll go with Genghis. Genghis Grill. You've got
Ippolito's. Melon mushroom.
Yes.
Oh.
All of them. If you have to try Ippolito's. It's phenomenal. Rico's in downtown Buford by the railroad tracks is phenomenal. I mean, there's tons of things to do around here. You can go putt-putt, you can go to the movies. There's the Movie Tavern.
You'll never watch a movie anywhere normal again.
No,
it's awesome. Make Brandon take you there.
It's dinner and a movie for real. They bring you your dinner while you're watching the movie. It's so cool.
Well, I've never had an internship before. I've had jobs or worked with other people, but I've never had an internship. So, not at a church. And so the whole thing was new to me. And working with two other boys, I guess, was really, really nerve-wracking, you know? And I knew the person, Josh, that I came in working with, but not that well. And we get along well. We work well together. He drives me crazy, but we love each other, and we've developed a sibling bond, which I don't know if that's normal for interns. I don't know if you're supposed to be this close and be as together, I guess, as we are, but It's been awesome. Sometimes the boys they might gang up on you, and if you cry, they normally leave you alone. That's what works for me.
Truly, it's been a blessing. I love Camille with all my heart. She truly is a rich blessing in my life. And the work she does is phenomenal. She works with those girls, and I can only imagine. A lot of times, guys get the glory for a lot of things. They get recognized. It's public, what we do. And Camille, a lot of times her ministry gets overlooked. And she works just as hard as everyone else. She puts in just as much effort as everyone else to provide them an opportunity to grow together, and she's done such a phenomenal job at that.
I never really heard of a girl being an intern. And when I heard it was a position, I kind of didn't know what to expect. And you're not going to know what to expect, and I can't tell you what it's going to be like, because your experience is going to be different than the one that I had. But I will tell you that it's life-changing, and it has brought me closer to the Lord than I ever dreamt of being. I've always wanted it, but I never knew how to do it. But these girls, they're going to teach you. They're kind, and they're loving, and they're focused on the Lord, and they want to serve, and they're going to show you Jesus. And it's amazing, and you'll never find girls anywhere else. They're like the ones here.
And it's going to have to be Camp Inagaki and Uplift. Those were my two favorite events. Uplift was different. If you've never been, it's an experience that you just have to experience it. There's no other. There's not a way to describe it. There's not a way to explain to you what happens at Uplift and what you're going to experience. You just have to do it on your own. And I've never done that. And people tried to explain to me what would happen and how it would challenge who I am and my faith, but you just don't understand it till you do it. That was kind of the beginning of the summer. Besides Uplift, or besides VBS and the lock-in, that was my first chance to really sit down with a group of guys and get to know them. And that was the guys that were in my suite. And it's fun. It's an experience. I got really close to some guys and a few girls that trip.
My favorite event would have to be a toss-up between the SOPA camp and the beach retreat. The SOPA camp, we bussed over 20 to 30 kids from the apartment complex next door, and we spent time with them, and we had Bible classes, and we had craft time and reading time. We ate lunch with them, we played games with them. The teens were here serving, the teens were here helping, and it was awesome to not only spend time with the teens, but spend time serving God and serving our community with them, and it brought us a lot closer, and it was one of the first weeks that we were here. I loved that. I still remember the kids. I still miss the kids, and that was the first week of summer, and it was an encouraging week, and it shows you how much the teens love the Lord, and how much they want to serve Him, and they want to serve others, and it was really encouraging to me, and made me excited for the rest of the summer, because they were here from 9 to 1 for a week of their summer that they could have spent at the beach or the pool or with friends, but they spent it here at the church with kids, playing with them and teaching them about God, and I don't think that you find that a lot of places, so that was definitely a favorite. And the other one is the beach retreat. We took a group of about 50 kids down to Panama City and stayed for the weekend, and I loved getting to just kind of relax with the kids. We went to the beach, we played volleyball, we ate a lot of meals together. We had girls' time, and I got to teach the girls' lesson, and it kind of unified us. We had, our girls' session, and everyone left, I think, being really encouraged and uplifted and a lot more together. And it really brought me closer to God, and it made me, I saw Jesus in those girls, and I see Jesus in them every day. But especially when you can get them together like that and just focus their attention on the Lord, it it blew me away. And he's doing amazing things through this youth group and through the girls that are here. And it's been a privilege to get to work with them and to see them. And I think that they taught me more on that trip than I could have ever dreamed of teaching them. But they were both really incredible events, and it's hard to pick just one. It's hard to pick just two. I loved them all, but he's got a very different view of youth ministry and of the teens. He expects more out of them than anyone else expects out of them, and he pushes them and he encourages them and he challenges them, and he makes them better people. He's made me a better person, and he's going to do that for you when you're here.
Brennan is he is different, and he's very ADD. But the fact of it is that he holds you to a standard, and to be honest with you, it's a standard that I didn't even hold myself to. A standard of work ethic, a standard of being not just talking the talk, but walking what you say, doing what you believe in. He's gonna hold you to a standard of this is how much you're gonna work. You're gonna be exhausted, but we're gonna do it. This is what we do, and he's gonna hold you to that standard. He's gonna have expectations of you that you're gonna have to meet. And to be honest with you, they're going to be expectations that once you see them, you're like, wow, I've just been really lazy all this time, and I have the ability to do this. But I didn't know I had the ability till Brennan pushed me to do that. Till Brennan pushed me to work 13 hours straight of just looking at a computer screen and typing and just studying really intensely. And that's the expectation he has, and he wants to push you to live up to that.
Sometimes it's going to drive you crazy.
That's true.
Sometimes you're just going to have a break, and it's okay. And you just say, I got to go. And I'm going to go sit over here, and I'm going to go upstairs and work on this. But you spend so much time together that it's no longer an intern and a youth minister. It's co-workers, and it's you're not equal, but you are. And he expects as much from you as he expects from himself, which is a lot. And you become family, so it's no longer your boss, it's you're a family, and family drives each other crazy. And it's going to happen, but hopefully it won't happen until really, really late in the summer when there's light at the end of the very busy tunnel.
Yeah, it's a very busy tunnel. Traffic, rush hour tunnel. Yeah, I mean, there's going to come times where you're just going to get you're going to be overwhelmed. And that's I think, one thing that this summer does is it pushes you and it pushes you and it pushes you until you hit your wall or you hit your breaking point. And then when you do that, Brandon says, all right, let's slow down and let's keep working. And once you hit your wall, Brandon, he's compassionate. He understands that we have physical limitations, but he's going to push you to those limitations. He's going to push you to grow every single day, to challenge. He's not going to just challenge you, but he's going to challenge you to challenge yourself, to do things you didn't expect you could do things you didn't think you could do. And working with Brendan is fun. He does have cool stories. He does have awesome experiences through his life that you're gonna listen to. You're gonna be like, whoa, there's no way that's true. Like, there's no way. And then he'll show you the scar and show you that it's true, and you're like, whoa, that really happened. But I mean, there's so many things that he's been through that he uses to teach you. He uses those things to encourage you and to uplift you and to really just mold you, because I think that's truly what he's trying to do. He's molding young men and women into being people who serve God. And it's not, the whole idea of serve is not something we just hold to our teens. It's not just a theme we have for the year. It's a lifestyle that we pursue ourselves. It's a lifestyle that he expects of us, but in turn, he expects us to expect that of him, to serve, to hold ourselves each to a standard, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to expect things of you that he would do himself. He's not going to expect anything that he wouldn't do. And that's going to push you, and that's going to challenge you, but it's going to be worth it. you're going to grow this summer.
One that I think is unique to girls is sometimes I felt like what I was doing wasn't as maybe important as what the boys were doing, because they're just so public and obvious, and my service isn't. But what you're doing matters, and the relationships that you build and the encouragement that you give, it matters. So don't be discouraged that people can't see your good works, because God sees them and the girls see them. And as long as those girls know that you love them and that you're trying to show them Jesus, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who else sees them.
I think the toughest part, if you've done an internship before, there's a lot of places that just, when you get there, their expectations for you are very low. What they expect you to do, you're just there to be the kid's best friend. You're there to spend time with them. Really, you're just there to occupy time, and to not really minister in any way outside of teaching a Bible class and being at events. The toughest part of this internship is that there's expectations of you. They expect you to be an example. They expect you to work until you can't work anymore. They expect you to really push yourself and challenge yourself to grow spiritually every single day, to be a different person than you were the day before, a stronger person, more Christ-like, and that's tough. The thing about Buford is it's different. It's not like any other youth ministry. It's not like any other teen ministry that you're ever going to be a part of. The thing you're going to find here is the fact that when you come here, it's not like any other internship. They don't just give you the calendar and the list of things and say, okay, here's your responsibility. You work 9 to 5, go do it. There's expectations of you. There's challenges that you're going to have to rise up to, and there's times where you're going to have to use talents that you didn't think you had. And it's really going to push you to be a better person every single day.
The church here is different. They're about Jesus and they're about serving God, and you can see that as soon as you get here. They're friendly, they're loving. You don't feel like you're a visitor. Like, you feel like this is where you've grown up, going to church. And it's made clear every time you walk in the doors, and a lot of the times when you're not even at church. And that's something that is scary when you get to a place you've never really been before, spent time with, and you're expected to live here for 3 months and form relationships. And the people here are so ready for that relationship, and they're excited about it, and they're excited about God, and it makes you excited. And it's challenging, and you're pushed, and they push you, and you push them. And the teens are ready for you. They're excited that you're here, and they want to get to know you, and they're ready to spend time with you and to learn from you. And you're going to learn from them. You're going to learn from them more than they're going to learn from you, probably. But it's not like any other internship that I've ever even heard of. It's unique and it's different, and you're going to love every minute of it. And you're never going to want to leave, and you're going to figure out ways to come back, and you're going to figure out ways to be here again. And I think that's what makes it different, is you're not ready to leave. I started crying about leaving in July. So I love it, and you're going to love it. And I hope that your experience is as good as ours has been.